I'm still hyped. We got to talk about this game. All right. We got to do some takeaways. Okay. I'm sure they're going to try to interview Vic. We'll just see it later. I don't really care right now. All right. Let's look up these stats. Let's go Spurs Summer League. Is that how we should do this? Let's see. Spurs versus Trailblazers box score. ESPN. All right, guys. This is my analysis. All right, you ready? Here's my analysis of Wembanyama. He's him. That's my analysis. That's my whole breakdown. Those are my takeaways. He's him. Absolutely ridiculous, dog. All right, so the only thing I can say, let's go ahead and get the negatives out of the way. His free throw percentage, or not free throw percentage necessarily, but his free throws could have been, well, yeah, it is free throw percentage. What was that, about 60%? About, yeah, not good. Not good, guys. Not good. 7 for 12. He's a better free throw shooter than that. He'll shoot a better percentage than that. So we'll talk about Wemby, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the rest of the players, but mainly Wemby, okay? Let's be real. Every single hater needs to shut up. They had no idea what they were talking about. I don't think he'll play again. I don't really see a point in Wemby playing again. Thanks for the super chat, David. Actually, let me read it. Beer on me. Thanks, Clan. Go Spurs go. Heck yeah. Thanks, man. But yeah, so Wemby, I don't think he'll play again. I don't think we'll see that. But I'll say this. His adjustments, what the heck? He looks so much more comfortable. That whole thing where people were like, oh my God, his balance is off. Oh, he's all over the place. What I really like about him, he wasn't this game. One thing I really like about him is the fact that he's so honest and he's so humble, because the only way for anyone to grow is for us to be honest with ourselves. And Wemby is super honest about his flaws, what he's good at, what he's bad at. And last game, he just completely destroyed himself. Like he basically just said everything that every hater said on Twitter. He said, I didn't know what I was doing out there. I was gassed. I was tired so quickly. And he was able to see his flaws and adjust so quickly. And as far as what Blake Wesley said, he said at the beginning of the game that one thing that they wanted to do, and they talked about during shoot around, is that they wanted to find ways to get our boy Wemby the ball a little bit more effectively, which they did. And he was way more patient in this game. He looked way closer to what we saw when he was in Vegas versus the G League team during last season. Like he looked closer to that. Gosh, guys, I don't know what else to say. His passing was on point. I know he didn't have any assists, but he should have had at least 3 or 4 in the NBA. That's an easy 4 or 5 assists, easy 5 assists, because they'll hit their shots. Offensively, he was just a monster. He was just playing around with the center, and that's what's really going to make him dangerous, because there's no one that can guard him. Like it's like virtually no one can guard him. Like if he gets going, that's it for you. Like there's nothing you can do. His arc is high. His release is too high. He's too tall. It's nothing you can do. He has the footwork. I love the fact that not only did we see him shoot well from 3, 2 for 4, but we also saw the footwork in the paint. He had a really nice hook shot that was very similar to what we see from Duncan with his touch. Just really great stuff, guys. Really great stuff. Yeah, 3 blocks. And on the defensive end, he just completely annihilated the Trailblazers. Like they had no idea what to do. Your boy, what is it, DeVoe, who was coming in for Scoot? Yeah, he went 10 for 17. He had a pretty good game. But DeVoe here, at times, like after he got blocked the first time versus Wemby, he did not try Wemby again. Like during that game, they actively avoided Wemby. And the thing about it is that's great and dandy in the summer league. You can avoid Wemby all you want in the summer league, but once the season actually starts, what you gonna do? I mean, you got Sohan, you got City Sissoko, you got Fasale. Like, there's nothing you can do. What are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do. You're done. You're done, chat. You're done. It's nothing. It's nothing you can do. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. So overall, he was really great. I know his 3 blocks, it really could have been about 6. The Spurs have really been experimenting with having him out at the perimeter guarding the 1 through 3, which he's been doing a phenomenal job at, by the way. And he covers so much ground. It, like, there was one play that I thought I was in a fever dream. I was like, did that just happen? In which he contested a 3-point shot, and then he got the rebound under the paint. And I was like, that wasn't Wemby, was it? Like, I blinked my eyes and I'm like, okay, Wemby was at the 3-point line and now he's under the basket. How did that do that? He just covers so much ground to the point where I think the Spurs know that, and they're like, hey, we can do it either way. And then also him in transition, where he would guard the 3-point or 3-point shot, and he would immediately, at times immediately run into transition. There's nothing you can do. A good passer, like this is where Trey Jones is going to come in, okay? Because Trey Jones, he passed it out to Wemby, get him in a good position. It's done. It's over. It's over. No one's going to be able to steal that ball. But yeah, he was just perfect this game. I was really impressed. There is one more negative thing, and he adjusted going into the second half. One more negative thing, his rebounding. I felt like initially his rebounding was a little iffy. Like, yeah, he would get the rebound, but he wouldn't be strong with it. But I feel like in the second half, he got a little bit more aggressive and he was a little bit stronger on those rebounds. But his adjustments from this last game to this one is just, like, it was really impressive. Also, and we talked about this before, like this is like months ago when it came to Wemby. This is before we even knew we were getting Wemby. Or was it before we knew we were getting Wemby? I'm not sure. No, it might have been after. It might have been. I'm not completely sure. But one thing that we talked about before is his trainer was talking about during COVID that they had to do virtual sessions. And he was saying that he can absorb so much information so quickly, and he would show him something one time, and then by the next day they're working on something else to build upon it. Like, that's how quick Wemby is as far as adjustments. So his mind is there, his body is there. This is a monster that we're dealing with. And the Trailblazers, while they did win the game, they were very uncomfortable on the offensive end when Wemby was on the court. Very uncomfortable. Like, what was the player? Let's see, where is he? You guys told me he was like 27 years old. Where is he? Reith? Yeah, Reith. He looked much more comfortable on the court when Wemby wasn't there, and you could definitely tell. So yeah, it was just really great stuff. And let's just talk about the other players. Don Barlow. I said this during the game, and I'll say it again. Victor Wembanyama makes Don Barlow look even better. He's improved so much since last season. His defense is there. He's making some really great open shots. His footwork is better, and yeah, he's not forcing a lot of things like we might have saw last season. So while he had 3 turnovers like Wemby, overall he played very well, and he was very aggressive. They called too many fouls on him, by the way. I don't think he should have got 4 fouls, but yeah, I really liked him. Also, he was clutch in the fourth quarter, as was Wemby. And if you think back on, like we said during the G League game, or when Wemby went against the G League team in Vegas, he got going during the fourth quarter, and I expect him to do that again, which he did. Or at least he hit some big shots in the fourth quarter. And Don Barlow, he did the same. He hit a really big shot with like, I don't know, what is it? Chat can correct me. I think it might have been like a minute left. He hit a really big shot. But yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get this out of the way. I'll just talk about it right now because I see Chad talking about it a little bit, or at least earlier. Somebody said 1 for 17. Yikes, he sold. Talking about Malachi Branham. That's really bad, but I'm going to give him a pass for a couple reasons. Number one, he's been phenomenal during the summer league, okay? He's been really, really good. He might have been a little tired. And also, while it's 1 for 17, this is what shooters do. You got to keep going. He's the second, if not the third best player on this summer league team, probably the second best player on the summer league team. You gotta just keep shooting. I mean, you can't stop. You can't worry about your percentages, and they were good looks. And he had to eventually just get going. Malachi Branham isn't like this top tier playmaker where he has other aspects of his game where he can take over in different ways. Not necessarily. He is a scorer. So yeah, he just looked a little tired, and he had some really nice shots. I think late on in the fourth quarter, he took a shot that was pretty bad, but overall, they were good looks, and any different night he would have hit them. So I'm not too worried about him. I wasn't expecting Malachi Branham to be the next Michael Jordan or anything. But he'll be completely fine. He just struggled a little bit. And also another thing too to keep in mind is I don't necessarily think that he was set up very well during this game. But speaking of setting up very well, Blake Wesley, your boy, Blake Wesley. So in the fourth, I praise him for this, okay? So in the fourth quarter, near the end of the game, Wembanyama gets checked in. And I think it was about 3 minutes left, right, guys? 3-4 minutes left. So Wemby gets checked in. And this is my favorite Blake Wesley. Some people are going to have different plays during the game, what they think was the best Blake Wesley play. But my favorite play was when Wembanyama got subbed in during the fourth with 4 minutes left. As soon as he came in, he noticed the gravity that Wemby was bringing. He immediately passed it to his left to Malachi Branham to get him going. And that was the 1-3 that Malachi Branham hit. It was a big 3, and it was the 1-3 that he did hit. So I think that was really great point guard instincts that I don't know if Blake Wesley would have made that same play last year. But overall, I know some people said like he looked really bad late in the fourth. I feel like he played the entire fourth quarter, it almost felt like. But he was a dog, absolute dog. His motor was high. He was playing hard. We've already talked about plenty of times about how before the Spurs even drafted him, how him and Malachi Branham were going at it during the workouts for the Spurs. And he even said himself, like during the time, that was his best workout. So he has that dog in him. He's nasty. He competes. That's what's going to keep him on the court. Is he the best point guard in the world? No. Is he the best facilitator in the world? No. Best playmaker? No. Best shooter? No. But he does have that motor. And defensively, he was there. He was keyed in. He was locked in the entire fourth quarter, I think. It was just a matter of missing some shots when you got a little tired. Wesley's intensity in the fourth brought the team back. Exactly. Like he was definitely there. So overall, I love what I saw from Blake. And Julian Champagnie, not the best game overall. I thought his defense was pretty decent. But yeah, not the best. Not really much to say there. Sidy Cissoko, he is who we thought he was. Okay, is that how we say it? He is who we thought he. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Yeah. So Sidy Cissoko, monster, nasty, and I loved him the entire game. But for some reason, man, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of the summer league. How many times they're gonna call a foul on him? He has 6 fouls. How many fouls? And I think you get allowed 10 in the summer league. They call way too many fouls on this man. I don't get it. Like, he's playing good defense. And is he a little physical? Yeah, but not enough for him to get 6 fouls in this game. But anyways, his motor's super high. He made some really good passes. He made 2 really nice 3-point shots, one of which at the corner. So pretty good. It actually was. Both of them might have been at the no. I think one was at the elbow and one was at the corner. So yeah. But yeah, so I really like Sidy Cissoko. He's very similar to Sohan, kind of a Sohan archetype. He did well. Stevenson did well as well. I think he got some pretty good shots off. He created enough space. He didn't do anything that was too silly, but he lost the ball quite a bit at times. So he was all right. But yeah, overall, those are my thoughts on our team. As far as the Blazers, one thing I want to bring up too, when it comes to Wemby's defense, who it affected the most, I think, was Shaedon Sharpe. I noticed that, like, I've seen quite a few Shaedon Sharpe games. And one thing that I've noticed is he will attack the basket. Very similar to Ja Morant in that regard. Like, if he's there, if he has the opening, he's going to attack, because his athleticism is just that elite. But when Wemby was on the court, he did not attack the same way as he normally does. He just didn't. He settled for some threes. He settled for 5 threes. But overall, I mean, at one point he was like 0 for 9, but he did not try Wemby at all. He adjusted every single shot when Wemby was on the court. And I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I noticed it. Same with him and same with DeVoe. After DeVoe got blocked that first time, which was a crazy block by Wemby, because he just straight up baited him into it. Like, Wemby was several feet back Like, he just baited him. And as soon as he, thought that he had an open shot, Wemby said, get that out of here. So yeah, Sharp was affected by it as well. And that's huge too, because guys that rely on their athleticism, they're not going to be as successful going against Wembanyama. Like, you're just not. You're going to have to find different ways to score. And fortunately, we got the nasty one on our team. But percentages overall, let's see. We shot 27%. We shot 42%, but let's be real, Malachi Branham brought that percentage down. Like by himself. Yeah, and they shot 36.7%. At one point, the Blazers just couldn't miss. And I don't think that had anything to do with us. But yeah, just really good stuff. Really great stuff. And I'm pretty sure all the haters are being quiet now, or at least they should, because he had 27 points and 27 points in 27 minutes. I mean, it was very impressive. Let's see. All right, let's see what the chat got to say. Wemby affects every shot the way Tim Duncan did, but being a bit longer lets him get his hands on some that he shouldn't be able to. I'll tell you this. Duncan's like the GOAT, right? Phenomenal, okay? I'm not trying to draw a comparison necessarily, but I will say this. One thing about Wembanyama is not only is it like Tim Duncan when it comes to protecting the paint, but he can protect everything. Like Duncan was decent. He can hold his own around the perimeter, but that wasn't his bread and butter. Wemby can guard everywhere. Like he affects everywhere. And I was just trying to think, like, I know a lot of people, or no, not a lot of people. I think it was just a couple people in the chat earlier said that the Spurs will win 40 games. I don't think that we will. But the only reason, it has nothing to do with Wemby, because I know what you're thinking. You're like, defense, our defense is so good. I think the only thing we're lacking is firepower offensively. But if Serge Ibaka becomes what we hope he can become, or what he is, and Malachi Branham gets going, Devin Vassell makes another step, I mean, maybe we'll have the firepower necessary, or that you will need, to make that happen. But defensively, it's going to be some low scoring games, I think, from the opponent, from both of us probably, but specifically the opponent. We don't have the firepower. Come on. No, I don't think we have the firepower. No, like our two best players, in my opinion, you can say I'm wrong, but the two best players on our team, I think it's going to be Sohan and Wemby. Now, some people might say Devin Vassell and Wemby, and that's fine. But yeah, I mean, who do we have? We have Devin Vassell, who, yeah, he can be pretty consistent, I think. Or he's going to be pretty consistent. I don't think that. I know that he'll be consistent. Malachi Branham, he's still learning. Blake Wesley, he's not going to be able to just light you up necessarily. Trey Jones is not a shooter. He's great for Wemby because he can set up Wemby, but he's not a shooter. You said we have enough firepower to be a 500 team next year, but it's going to be a battle. I don't know if we have enough firepower for that offensively. I don't. We'll see. I mean, it's a matter of how consistent Devin Vassell is. It's a matter of how consistent Malachi Branham is, and Serge Ibaka coming in, if he'll be able to do or make anything happen. Overall, I don't really think we have a lot of firepower, especially from 1 through 3 offensively. I just don't think so. What about Keldon? God, Keldon's he's so inconsistent. But I will say this: I think Keldon will benefit the most from Wembanyama's presence. Yeah, City did go 3 for 3. Or I thought he went 2 for 2. Yeah, he went 2 for 2. Oh, 3 for 3 field goal. Yeah. I thought you were talking about the 3-point shot. Imagine Wemby with Trey Jones that could give him the ball and him knowing the system. Yeah. Trey Jones is going to help Wemby quite a bit. I'm just saying I don't think we have the firepower to, like, 500. Being 500 in the NBA it's really hard in the West. Okay? Like, it's really tough. Wemby won't have nights like this every night. We might score 115 and lose because scoring in the NBA is ridiculous right now. It's just going to be, I just don't think we have the firepower. I think we need that one more player. I mean, seriously, I think we need that one more guy that can light it up. Every team in the West is stacked. Yeah. A lot of teams in the NBA got better over the last few weeks. What spot do you think we need the most? Point guard? Yeah, point guard, definitely. Either point guard or just a combo guard in the next couple years. That's something we're going to have to seek, I think. Because it's really this season, it's going to be point guard by committee, man. Like, you're going to have Trey Jones running point mostly. But then from there, you have Blake Wesley running point, sometimes shooting guard. You're going to have Jeremy Sohan running it. You might even experiment with City running it. It's going to be point guard by committee. Do you think the Spurs are going to tank? I don't think the Spurs are going to tank. I think those days are over. I don't think the Spurs are going to purposefully lose games. But I do think that naturally it's going to happen. Like, I do expect the Spurs to be back in the lottery next year. And I know that's like a controversial take because I know we're hype about Wemby and everything. But, I mean, the best of the best, usually rookies don't make it to the playoffs right when they come back or right when they get in the league. You just don't. You tanking teams, they just don't. You know? I mean, that's just me. I mean, I'm trying to think. You see, LeBron didn't, right? Luka didn't. KD didn't. I mean, not making the playoffs when they get in. It just doesn't really happen. If the Spurs make the playoffs, Raptors winning a chip this year. Will he be what? SI again? What does that mean? Will he play at, what does that mean? Can someone tell me what that means? What Johnny means? We'll get to that in a minute. Did Anthony Davis win his? I guess he won. Did he? Did he make it to? Summer League. I don't think he comes back. If I'm the Spurs personally, my biases aside. Oh, thank professionally certified hater. Thank you for the super chat. We need to find Trey Jones replacement next free agency. Maybe we can find it in the draft in the next couple years. Anyways, me personally, my biases aside, I don't think Wemby should play. I think that was good enough. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, like, biases aside, obviously we all want to see him play, but like, come on, would you play him again? I think we got 2 more summer league games. Is it worth it? I mean, because if he doesn't play, when the next time he'll play? Because you said why not? Because it's the summer league. Dude, even Sohan isn't playing in the summer league. Nah, Scoot and Amen are injured. We don't need to risk it. Yeah, I just don't want to risk it for summer league. He doesn't need to return to summer league. So if he doesn't play, when's the next time we're going to see him? Is it going to be preseason? Because he's not playing in the Cup. He's already announced that. Yeah, he dipped from... Yeah, exactly. I would too. I mean, he got a lot to learn. Play him the first half, the next game, and shut him down after. I don't think that's really... I don't think that's... If you're going to play him next game, you just play him next game. Don't just arbitrarily decide when to shut him down. Let someone else play those minutes. He injured his right cheek. Haters mad. There's a 50-50 chance Wemby doesn't get Rookie of the Year. Hit me, Wemby, one more time. Clan, talk about NBA tournament. I don't care about the NBA tournament. I mean, it's not dumb. I mean, it's going to be fun just because, like, during that time, like that November time, basketball is pretty boring. But, like, it's fine. It's cool. What happened to his cheek? I think he just got a scratch. I saw a scratch on it. Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. Victor did mention he felt tired after the first game. He does need to work on the side of the game. Yeah. He didn't look that tired this game. I thought in the first quarter he did, but yeah. We have those type of tournaments in Europe. It's fine. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'd rather have it than not, you know. It's okay. Wemby's next beef will be with Nelly for stealing his Band-Aid look. Gosh, you know, I don't feel like that's an old reference, but it is an old reference. You got to be a certain age group to even know what you meant right there. They got to do a better job getting Victor the ball. They did in this game. He got the ball plenty of times. I mean, apart from a couple lazy passes, I mean, the Rockets got the worst group from them. I'm happy about it. Bro, in December, the rodeo is going on in Vegas. I don't know where they playing for NBA. Yeah. Silver and black scrimmage. That's true. Okay, so we have the silver and black scrimmage. Then the preseason. It won't be that long. It'll be a few weeks and we'll see him again. Skip Bayless sucks. Okay, we might have to look at whatever Skip Bayless had to say, but good stuff. Good stuff from our team. I'm very proud of them. For real.